Oh my god, this gives me chills.
It was Anne! She did it!
I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. Hey guys, it's me, 1239 here, and in today's video we're going to be reacting to Annewithani Season 1, Episode 4, titled An In-War Treasure Born. Now, I have watched this episode a lot of times, and it's not really considered a reaction, more like a commentary video. So if you guys didn't know, I have never recorded a commentary video to this episode back when it first came out. I've done reaction videos to almost every episode of Anne, watching the episode for the first time. I never did reaction videos to most of season 1, so this is kind of like a continuation to that series that I have on my channel. If you guys want to check out all of my first time reactions to Anne, I'll leave a playlist right here for you guys to check them out. And I've honestly been avoiding watching this episode just because I want to make a commentary video on it. And so yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. Starting off really strong, Gilbert. Love that. Okay, I did not do that in sync. This scene has always been very interesting to me because there's wood in it. I might make a video someday actually explaining why. If you were in the fandom back in 2018, I made a lot of wood jokes and it sounds like it should sound if you have a very specific mind. But I made jokes for a reason. It wasn't something that I just came up with. It was something that was literally in the show.
I'm not going to school again today.
There's no need to be.
I also feel so nostalgic for Green Gables because it doesn't look like it used to anymore. I love this like time of the year as well because it's kind of like chilly. It's like fall season. It's my birthday season. And it's kind of peaceful in a way. And I also feel like this is me right now because I'm not in school anymore.
Or sit silently with illusions of someday.
The fact that it says that like Corinne is a guest star, I feel like she's part of the main cast, honestly. Like, I'm not just saying that. I think she is a main part of the cast. This is such an iconic song. I miss it so much. I miss watching new episodes and jamming out to that music. Canadian classic, you know?
Watch the clock carefully, Anne, so as not to burn it.
I will.
Literally, my mom. Marilla is my mom. She still tells me to not open the door to anyone. Like, she just told me that today. Should not open the door to anyone because it could be someone that can harm us, you know?
Anne!
I'm going!
Also, I cannot deal with ladybugs. I'm sorry. Like, I can't deal with any insects crawling up my fingers. Like, I'm actually kind of scared of ladybugs. I've seen them, like, around, you know, my home. They really scare me. I don't know, they scare me because I don't want to, like, harm them. I'm not scared of ants, though. Anyway.
You really think it's better she continue to stay at home?
Yes, I wouldn't say school again till she said it herself. And she will.
She had such a longing for school.
It really sucks that Anne can't go to school because she's being bullied. Like, it really sucks that she has to stay at home, and just like Marilla said, she loves education, and there's so many cases like that where kids can't go to school because they're being bullied. I also love how Marilla's asking Rachel for help because she's had 10 kids.
I think this length is fetching, Griselda. Yes, this will do nicely for dancing.
I love how Anne's dress matches like the background of everything. Like, the cinematography in this show is impeccable. Season 1 is so impeccable, as well as every season, but season 1 has like a very special place in my heart.
I can imagine that it would make you feel quite small and hopeless, and occasionally despairing and lacking in confidence. I wonder if those feelings ever go away.
And I love Amy Beth's acting in this scene.
I'll take tea in the library, Griselda.
You can see like her mood changing because trauma is within her.
Open the door. Oh. Fetch the slop bucket. Oh, I'm not sure this is even fit for pigs.
I'm very sorry, Marilla.
I didn't even think about this until right now. The pie burning, or whatever it was, foreshadows the fire that happens later on.
I don't have any friends.
You've got Diana.
No! She can't like me when no one else does, don't you see?
Honestly, I'm still anti-Diana in season 1. I don't know. I know she's like being controlled by her parents and societal expectations of who she can and can't associate with. But I feel like, I don't know, like Diana in other adaptations, I might be completely wrong and I might just be talking out of my butt at this point. but I feel like she would have been friends with her regardless. She could have been, like, if they're kindred spirits, then nothing should tear them apart. But obviously this is supposed to be more realistic. Like, not all close friends are always close.
I didn't mean to put my worry in. I hate it when she's upset, is all.
Matthew, oh my god.
She almost burned down our home.
He's like, I'm concerned.
Don't worry, Anne. I'll always be your friend, Kitty.
I also like how it's actually Anne's voice. It's Amy Beth's voice instead of someone completely different, because it's actually herself. She projects her own, you know, friend.
You have no idea how grateful I'd be if you visit me here.
Her acting though, like, I love it. By the way, I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you didn't really need to see that, but I just wanted to show it off. I love the schoolhouse. I just love that setting. Like, I think my favorite settings in the show are Green Gables and the schoolhouse.
What is it you need, Matthew?
He just wants to wait for Anne. Just to go back to the whole, like, fire foreshadowing. You know, the burnt pie is kind of like, it kind of symbolizes how in smaller situations, maybe Anne is not always equipped to deal with smaller situations, but with bigger things, with bigger events, she is so heroic. For example, you know, the house fire, obviously, and curing Minnie May, which is great. You know, it's an inward treasure. It's something that isn't always exposed or evident.
Okay.
I also love how realistic the show is. You know, like, I mean, in terms of, like, the setting and the costumes. Like, every time I see the wardrobe, I always think about how Miranda de Pensier, who is the executive producer of Anne, said that, like, they didn't use zippers on any of the clothing because they wanted to be as accurate as possible with what they would have had at the time. And they also reused a lot of the same wardrobe. Like, they said that Marilla has only like 2 belts because that's all they would have been able to afford to have because they had to do their own sewing and stuff.
Isn't Saskatchewan just the most delicious name to say?
Delicious.
I'd like to go there someday.
Same here.
I hope you don't envy me too much in this time of great learning in my young life.
Also, she sounds so young. She was 14 or 15 in the show. Now she's 21. She sounds so young. As well as Jerry, obviously. Oh my god, they're also so small. Like, it's crazy seeing them like that. And I love this scene because I really wanted Jerry and Ruby to get together. I know that sounds weird,
ladies.
because they literally only had this interaction. Except for, well, in season 3, Ruby said, oh, Jerry's getting so tall.
Anne's farm boy has gotten so tall.
I feel like there could have been something there.
We've been worrying about her. Isn't that right, Ruby?
Diana especially.
I love how honest she is.
Is she truly never coming back to school?
If she's not, then we can sit together, Diana.
What's wrong with sitting next to Ruby, honestly? I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting next to Ruby. She's really sweet. Except for, like, you know, saying that she doesn't like Anne.
Please tell Anne we miss her very much.
You can count on it.
Also, if I was Marilla, I would be concerned immediately of where Anne is going during the day, because she could literally be, like, on the edge of a cliff, reciting a poem, and then she could fall off or something. You know, I would be concerned. I would go outside and look for her.
It's getting late, and your princess must away to her castle.
Also, where did she even find this place? Like, there was just a whole shed in the middle of the forest. Did she build it? I don't understand.
I had another excellent day. I learned so much, and I imagine Mr. Phillips was quite impressed. And
I love this scene. Isn't this the scene where, oh yeah, the minister comes and reprimands Anne for lying? And then she's like, but what is lying, or something like that? She, like, questions it.
This matter is so grave that we knew we had to bring it to you.
It's a very good thing I'm here.
I assure you, Minister, I am full of woe.
Yes.
And also dismay, with a good measure of chagrin.
It doesn't matter what you think.
About anything, or
Do you agree?
Matthew's like, I don't know what to do anymore.
is a lie of omission really a lie?
You see?
Yeah, there you go.
If the girl doesn't want to go to school, then she shouldn't go.
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't agree with that.
She should stay home and learn proper housekeeping until she marries. It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him. Every young woman should learn how to be a good wife.
See, this is like so triggering to Anne because later on she says to Gilbert, I would make a terrible wife. Like, she's not ready to think about being with anyone. She wants to be her individual self. She wants to explore and learn and stuff, which is natural. But at this point, she's like being taught to think about marriage already, and she's only like 13, which is like ridiculous. There are obviously other people to look at, like Jerry, who don't have the option to even go to school.
I don't see I'm ever going to be a very good wife, quite frankly.
Probably not.
I have such a bad temper.
True.
I love the back and forth between them. I love it. They had such a great bond in season 1, and then in season 3, like, literally no interactions.
I don't need school for any of those things. Why aren't you answering my question?
Because he's working?
Or you could just go to school because you can.
Go find something else to do.
At least she's helping. Because at first I forgot about that part, but at first I was like, why is she just sitting around and kind of gloating to Jerry about like what she could be doing instead of going to school? But thankfully she's like, you know, she helped at the end. I also like how Marilla has her own feelings and thoughts towards, you know, what Anne is going through, and her own feelings about what Anne was told by the minister, because she didn't go to school, or she stopped going to school after her brother died. Who the heck is ringing the bell, by the way? I just want to know who did that.
Marilla! Marilla!
Also, it's so scary, and I know everyone probably thought this when they watched this episode. The fact that there's no, like, firefighters, and they have to be the ones that do it, is really scary.
This is the Gillis's house.
Oh, poor Ruby.
Also, how did it happen? We never found out why the house burned down. Like, who started the fire. I kind of want to know, because I don't think they ever said why it started burning down. Also, Billy and Gilbert together helping is so weird.
Why are the doors and windows open?
Because everyone was leaving, probably? Or they thought that they had to do that? I love this. This is like so smart. I would not have thought about that. I mean, I think Diana could have probably tackled her, but she didn't. She just stood there screaming. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on Diana. I also, when I first saw this scene, like in an edit or something like that, I had no context whatsoever. And so I thought it was Green Gables that was burning, or like the schoolhouse. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know why Gilbert was like there and Anne was like inside the house, and I didn't know whose house it was. It was just, I had so many assumptions about what the show was gonna do, because this doesn't happen in the books, obviously, or in the other adaptations.
There's a cover! There's cover, help!
Also, if they don't have enough resources for all this stuff, they're literally doomed.
Anne! Anne! Oh, Anne!
The fire needs oxygen. Closing windows and doors deprives it.
Oh my word.
Oh my god, this gives me chills.
It was Anne! She did it!
I'm gonna cry. Oh my god.
And of some have compassion, making a difference.
Also, Gilbert's a mood in that moment.
Exceeding joy.
Maybe he could be a firefighter.
We thank thee for watching.
Okay, so firefighters did exist at the time. Where the heck were they? Did they exist? Actually, I'll do some research and put the information here if they actually did exist.
Now Anne and Ruby can get to know each other better.
I don't want to stay there.
Calm yourself.
I love Rachel in this scene, I'm sorry.
I'll never live it down. Please don't make me.
I won't have any more of this.
I'm done.
After the events of this evening, you should be grateful to have a bed to sleep in at all.
That's true. I love Rachel in this moment, because even she's like, you're going too far, Ruby.
And I, for one, think Anne is marvelous and brave.
Come along, Ruby. I have a lovely gable room, and the cherry tree is ever so friendly.
Oh my god, Ruby's, forgot about this. Ruby's expressions and crying. Literally me.
One day, Princess Cordelia arrived.
This always reminds me of the trailer.
All my dresses will be ruined from the smoke.
can borrow one of mine. I have two.
Just two. See, that's what I was saying. Like, they needed to, you know, preserve their wardrobe. They didn't have enough, like, back then, so.
I never usually think of pink. Being as I'm so redheaded, it's out of the question.
I don't understand that, though. I feel like she would look fine in pink.
You can see Gilbert. Diana thought he'd cut quite a heroic figure putting out the blaze on your behalf.
On my behalf. I hadn't really thought of it like that.
I am not a Gilbert Blythe fan.
Did they use the word fan back then?
It's best for everyone that I'm not there.
Honestly, she could homeschool herself. I'm sorry. I love, okay, Mr. Phillips's reaction right there. Like, I love it.
Hey, look, it's the freak and her new twin sister. As long as they bring food, I don't care if it's Quasimodo.
Was that Gilbert?
Ruby.
I don't understand why Billy finds it so funny. I really don't find it funny.
What is wrong with you?
Also, Gilbert should have punched him right then.
Why don't you give me that hammer and I'll finish the job myself if you're too busy being a bully to get it done?
Oh, Gilbert helps Ruby. I forgot about this. That was so sweet. And I remember watching this with my mom. She was like, he came down the ladder and helped Ruby because he wanted to see Anne. Like, that was why he did it. And I mean, he keeps looking at her, so obviously it's kind of true. And he wanted to, like, say something, but she was like, nope, I'm not forgiving you yet.
You're right, Minister. Honesty is the best policy. It's also very satisfying.
Yeah. And his, like, little, his, like, stuttering is like...
Gilbert is so chivalrous.
Well, he's something, all right.
Billy Andrews is a coward who deserves a good sock in the kisser.
It's true. The fact that we only saw... Well, he didn't just get punched once. Billy didn't only get punched once. He also got his ear burnt by Cole, which was very satisfying. But I feel like Josie should have done something to him, too.
Oh,
jeez! I love them.
You have such a way with words. I hardly know what you're saying half the time.
I'm concerned for Ruby and her vocabulary.
Everything will be made right.
I'll miss you, Anne.
Aww.
It seems to me you should decide for yourself what you want to do and set your mind to it.
Maybe school wouldn't be so bad now that I have Diana and Ruby.
In my day, we didn't get to choose. I think you should make your own decision.
It's so precious. Like, oh, I love that conversation.
I turn around.
It's Anne. Yeah, she's here.
Tilly is just like,
Oh shit! Oh. Take your seat.
Gilbert. He's like, yes, she's back. Aww. Okay, so yeah, we just finished watching that episode. I love it. It's, you know, I love watching it. I've watched it so many times, but I haven't watched it recently, like I said before. Like, my favorite part of that ending, like the conversation between Marilla and Anne, is the fact that Marilla tells Anne, like, you get to decide and you have agency. Like, you don't have to, like, listen to anyone, including the minister. In spite of the fact that you're a woman, you're expected to, you know, be a good wife. You can literally do anything. And I love that she lets her and she doesn't force her to go to school. And, you know, Anne proves that she has a mind for learning, like she loves learning. And I love that Ruby ends up giving her a chance as well. Even if Ruby hadn't given her a chance, I think she should have, you know, still decided to go to school. I wonder how that would have turned out. Like, would Anne would have still decided to go to school if Ruby hadn't given her a chance? I don't know, but I really liked the episode, and even though I've watched it many times, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this episode, because we haven't done a video about it. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you guys want. I will be back with season 1 episode 5 soon, which is the spelling bee episode, and it's one of my favorite episodes of Anne in general. I love it. Thank you so much to Raster, I'm Danny Fanta, Merry Crispatito, and Zari Abdar for becoming channel members. It really means a lot to me. If you are interested in joining my channel membership, you can click on the join button on my main channel page, or you can find the join button below any of my videos. Currently, there are only 2 tiers, the Kindred Spirits tier and the Green Gables tier, so check out those options if you feel like joining my channel membership. And once again, thank you to my channel members for joining. That is it. thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Mwah.